A key component to your happiness in life and to your effectiveness in life is sleep. And this is very important because we live in an era where most people are not getting enough sleep. And if you get enough sleep, it's almost like turning on some kind of superpower within you. It's almost like taking a performance-enhancing drug with no side effects. The effects of getting more sleep, getting enough sleep, are amazing. And most people don't even realize this until they try it. For years, I've been recommending to men over and over again to get enough sleep. I talked about this back in 2014 when I published my primary book, The Unchained Man, at alphamalebook.com. I said in there, you must get at least a minimum of 7 hours of sleep. Some people need 8. When you get enough sleep, you have the following benefits. You will be more effective at your work. You will be less angry and less touchy, which is a huge problem today, particularly with Americans. All these pissed off Americans, they think they're mad about Trump or about woke people. They're actually mad because they're not getting enough sleep. The less coffee and other garbage that you will have to consume. I have never drank coffee in my entire life, and I have far more energy than most men that I know at any age, and I'm 50, because I get enough sleep. That's the other benefit. The more energy you will have throughout the day. You won't get tired later in the day. You won't feel sleepy later in the day. All day, and I mean that, morning, afternoon, and evening, you will have more energy. Your sexual performance will improve. You will do better in bed. Your dick will work better when you get enough sleep. If you don't get enough sleep, your sexual performance will suffer. The happier you will be, your overall level of happiness will be higher when you get enough sleep. The bigger muscles you will get when you lift weights and when you work out. Sleep is so critical to muscle growth, it's not even funny. You will have more endurance when you exercise. You will get winded less often when you exercise, just walking around in day-to-day life, walk upstairs and things like that. The longer you will live, you will far outlive people who don't get enough sleep. And as you age, as you get older, the less health problems that you have. Lack of sleep is attached to all kinds of things, cancer, heart attacks, you name it. The odds these things go way down if you just get enough sleep. I think you get my point. You have to make the proper amount of sleep a priority. I know you don't want to do it. I know you're busy. I know you're a night person. I know you have trouble falling asleep. I've heard all the fucking excuses. You have to make this a priority in your life if you want to be successful and long-term happy. And that is the goal you want to start with. Minimum 7 hours of sleep per night. Now, when I say sleep, that means you are in bed for at least 7 hours. It is perfectly normal and natural to be awake to some degree, anywhere from 8 to 15% of the evening. That is normal and healthy. So if you're in bed for 7 hours, you'll get around 6 hours and 15 minutes of sleep. If you're in bed for 8 hours, you'll get around 7 hours of sleep. All good. What I personally do, if you're curious, and I've measured this over time and I've optimized this for my own body, everyone's body is different. I am in bed 8 hours and 15 minutes every night with rare exception. And I track my sleep with my Oura Ring right here, so I know exactly how much sleep I'm getting. I have found that 8 hours and 15 minutes is optimal for me. You might not need 8 hours and 15 minutes. You might only need 8 hours or 7.5 hours or 7 hours. You might need more. There are weirdos who need 9 hours or 8.5 hours, 8 hours and 45 minutes. Experiment and figure out what you need. Experiment and figure out what is optimal for you because everyone's body is different. I'm going to give you 8 steps to improve your sleep. And if you do all 8, you will notice a significant difference in your sleep, which means you'll notice a significant difference in your quality of life. And they are listed in no particular order. Number 1, top of the list. I guess this one is kind of in order. Get an Oura Ring. It's O-U-R-A. It'll cost you about $300. So that's a lot of money. This is money well spent. You only need to buy it once and it will work for the rest of your life. This thing will change your life. It will make sure that you're getting the proper amount of sleep. Every morning when I wake up, the first thing I do is I look at my phone to see how much sleep I got the prior night, to see if there's any problems, any adjustments I need to make. It tracks your sleep. It tracks your tossing and turning. It tracks your body temperature. It tracks your heart rate. It tracks all kinds of very valuable things that you'll need to know. And it gives you a sleep rating from 1 to 100 on how well you got your sleep. Most nights, my sleep rating is over 90. Which is very good. I'm getting plenty of sleep and it's very high quality sleep. But it's going to be harder to gauge how much sleep you're actually getting if you don't have something like an Oura Ring. Worst case scenario, what you could do if you think you have sleep apnea is you actually go to a sleep apnea center. You have to go early in the morning and you actually sleep there, and they track you, they put a mask on you, and they actually see if you have sleep apnea. But frankly, if you have one of these, this will tell you. No excuses. Just suck it up and spend the $300. Maybe you can buy them used on eBay or something. Get this ring. It will change your life. I almost view it as mandatory. Technique number 2, force yourself to wake up in the morning at the same time every morning, 7 days a week. This is another game changer if you do this. Many years ago, I used to be like most of you. What I would do is I would get up super early, Monday through Friday, because I had a job or I had clients or I had work. And so I'd get up really early and I'd be groggy all day. And then I would make up for it on the weekends. So Saturday morning and Sunday morning, I would sleep in. This is terrible. This is guaranteed to screw up your sleep patterns and guaranteed to make sure you never get the proper amount of sleep. You want to wake up every morning, 7 days a week. If you're an alpha male 2.0, you set your own schedule anyway, right? That's one of the whole points of being an alpha 2.0 and having location dependent income from a business you control where the schedule is completely under your control. So if you want to wake up at 9 a.m. every morning, go ahead and do that. If you want to wake up 7 a.m. every morning, go ahead and do that. If you're a morning person, you want to get up at 5, go ahead and do that. If you want to sleep in until 10 a.m., that's fine, as long as it's the same time every day, 7 days a week. With rare exception, I get up at the same time every morning, 7 days a week. I don't make any differentiation in my life regarding anything between Saturdays and Sundays, weekends and weekdays. To me, it's all the same. It's just days. And I decide what I do on those days. As usual, I don't let society dictate how I should view my days of the week, and neither should you. Pick a time you like and stick with that. Try that for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Wake up at the same time every morning, 7 days a week for the next 2 or 3 weeks. You will immediately notice a difference in your sleep and your overall levels of energy and happiness. Technique number 3, and this is very simple. Force yourself to go to bed when you need to. And I mean force. And this is one of those few areas where you're just going to have to willpower this out. Use willpower and force yourself. I know how this works because I'm a night person. So I understand your pain on this. Trust me. You're up late. You're in the middle of doing something fun work, or you're watching some cool movie, or you're playing a video game, or you're hanging out with a hot chick or whatever, and you don't want to go to bed. You want to stay up, and you know you should go to bed, but you don't. You want to stay up because you don't want to go to bed. This is a psychological holdover from when you were a little kid. And when you were a little kid, if you remember, your mom or your dad said, time for bed. You went, oh man, I don't want to go to bed. This, oh no, I don't want to go to bed stuff blasts into your adulthood in your subconscious. And that's what that is. It's the little kid in you saying, I don't want to go to bed. You have to tell that little kid to shut the fuck up and go to bed. Force yourself. Eventually it'll become a habit, but initially you just have to force yourself to do it. I remember many years ago when I had to go through this. I had to force myself to stop what I was doing, and I was always doing something that was enjoyable to me, usually work, but sometimes reading a book or something, and I had to force myself to turn off the shit, put the book away, say goodbye to whoever I was talking to, and go my ass to bed so I could get my 8 hours. You're going to have to do the same thing, and the willpower, trust me, is worth it once it becomes a habit. Technique number 4, and this will help with technique number 3. Spend the extra time and the extra money, because this will cost some money, to ensure that your sleeping environment is as cozy and as comfortable as you like. We all like different things. Some people like harder mattresses. Some people like softer mattresses. Some people like it really cold in the room at night. That's what me and my wife like. We like it cold in the room. Some people like it warm in the room. Some people need it pitch black in the room when they go to sleep. Some people like a little light. Whatever that is, do that. Configure your entire sleeping scenario, your mattress, your bed, the location of the bed, the height of the bed, the blankets that you have, the pillows that you have, the fan next to you if you like that. I actually have an air purifier that works as a fan that blows on me all night. It's great. Whatever you like, take the extra time and effort to make this perfect. You want to be as cozy and as comfortable and as happy as possible when you go to bed. And that way, when you force yourself to go to sleep, it won't seem like a punishment. A little part of you like, oh, I like going to sleep because it's so nice. It feels so good. I have done this. I spent the extra money on a very expensive mattress. I've talked about this before. The exact type of mattress I like. It's a cooling mattress where it is the mattress is hard, but it's a pillow top that is very soft. I like that combination. I have a favorite blanket that I've been using for ages. It's a very heavy blanket. I'm one of those weirdos that likes heavy things on me. I also have a weighted blanket. It's like 25 pounds, and that lays on top of me too. It crushes me. That feels really, really good to me. I sleep naked. Maybe you like to sleep with sweats or shorts. Whatever you want to sleep with what you like. I like to sleep naked because it feels good. I have perfect pillows that are perfectly aligned for me. I have a very hard little pillow underneath a larger pillow that I lay on my head that supports my neck, and I have another pillow that I lay on my side. Then I also have, as I mentioned earlier, I have a very expensive air purifier that purifies the air for me, that cleans the air out, and it blows cold air on me. Not freezing cold, but just cold enough. I don't have it right in my face. I kind of angle it down toward my body. Love that. And when I get into bed every night, you can ask my wife, when I get into bed every night, I actually make this sound like I'm actually having an orgasm. It feels so good to get into that bed because I've made everything perfect exactly the way I like it. And so that way, going to bed for me doesn't seem like a punishment. There's a part of me that looks forward to it. Now, I would prefer to not sleep at all. I prefer to work all day. I'm one of those kind of guys. But if I have to sleep, I have to sleep. So I make it as pleasurable for myself as I can. And you need to do the same thing. You might need to buy a better pillow. You might need to buy a better mattress. You might need to move the bed into a different room that has less light or more light or what have you. Do whatever you need to do to optimize your sleeping environment. That is critical to this. Too many of you are sleeping on mattresses that suck, pillows that suck, rooms that are too bright, rooms that are too noisy. That's another thing. You can get a noise canceling machine. You can buy one on Amazon for 25 bucks. You can get a fan. You can wear earplugs. That's what I do. There's all kinds of things you can do to optimize your sleeping environment. Take the time and the effort and money. Often this will cost some money. It's well worth spending the money, just like with the Oura Ring, to optimize that environment so you get a really good night's sleep and so that you're emotionally looking forward to at least a little bit going to sleep. As a matter of fact, we do at least 3 videos a week here at this channel on how you as a man can set up location-independent income and date multiple attractive women. And if that's of any interest to you in terms of optimizing your life as a man, being more happy as a man, Alpha Male 2.0, you should subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell, click the like on this video, and leave a comment on this video, and that way you'll get this content for free. Not bad. Technique number 5. You must be ruthless about not letting any light into your eyes when you are sleeping throughout the entire night. Now, I gotta be clear about this. Throughout the entire night means when you go to bed, it's dark, but also it is still dark when the sun comes up. Often you are waking up after the sun comes up. And in most cases, what happens is that your room will be dark at night, but then at 6:30 in the morning, the sun comes out, your curtains suck, or what have you, or your blinds, which are even worse than curtains. I don't know why people use those things. And the sunlight shoots right into your eyeballs and wakes you up, or you wake up and go back to sleep, and wake up and go back to sleep, wake up and go back to sleep. Do that for several hours until you get up at 8 or 8:30 or whatever you normally wake up. You must ensure there is no light all night. If this means you get blackout curtains for your room, do that. Spend the money and get rid of those stupid blinds. By the way, blinds are terrible for sleeping. Blinds are designed for privacy, not for blocking light. So if you sleep in a bedroom that has blinds, don't sleep in that room or spend the money and put blackout curtains in front of those stupid blinds. Blinds let light right in. It's almost like not having anything at all in terms of light. Terrible idea. Don't do it. Anything that actually generates a light at night. A lot of little electronics generate little lights. If those bother you, get rid of them, or if you absolutely have to have them, get some duct tape and duct tape over the part where it lights up. I've done that myself. You want it as pitch black as possible in your room. As a matter of fact, you want an example of this, you can look here at my old Dubai apartment that I had for about 1.5 years, where I actually took blackout tape and covered the entire door, the entire window screen door with that tape, so no light got in, and I put duct tape around the corners. You can check out how I did that. That's an extreme example. You can do that as well. You can actually get blackout tape from Amazon, and you can paste it on the window so it's jet black. It's kind of permanent, so be aware of this, but that's another option. If you have no other option, you should wear a sleep mask. I do that when I travel. Usually when I travel, I'm in an Airbnb or a hotel that has very pussified curtains or blinds. It's bright in the morning, and I don't want it to screw up my sleep. There are a lot of different sleep masks you can use. Here's the one that I use. It's called the Sleep Master. You can get this on Amazon. Okay, it actually covers your whole head. I'll put it on my head so you can see what it looks like. I can't see shit right now. A lot of masks where you put them on, you can actually see light through the mask. Most sleeping masks are pretty cheap, and the light goes right through. You can actually see this kind of dotted light with the sunlight. This thing is badass because it covers your entire eye. Okay, there's no light around here. It also covers your ears, the back of your head. I actually have several of these. Okay, so I have one for here, I have one for travel, and I have two of the, this is one of my backups. I have 2 or 3 backups. I'm never without these. What you might have to do in some scenarios is if you just can't get a handle on the light in the morning in your room, here's the worst case scenario. I've done this sometimes. You go to sleep at night where it's all dark, okay? When the light starts creeping in early in the morning, 6:30, the sun's coming up, you have this right next to your counter, right next to your bed, and when you wake up a little bit, you just reach over. I've done this many times, works fine. You're half asleep, you reach over and you shove this on your head and you go right back to sleep, and now you're asleep forever until you wake up. It works very, very well. It's better than nothing. That's the worst case scenario. The bottom line is you must control the light in your room. People, I'm shocked, the number of people who just don't bother doing this, and then they wonder why they're touchy and pissed off all day because they're not getting enough sleep because there's too much light in the room. Technique number 6, and I know many of you are already doing this or sort of doing this, but a lot of you aren't doing this or you aren't doing this enough. And that is to disable all blue light on all electronics before you go to bed. Now, if you don't know what that means, when you look at your phone, when you look at your computer screen, when you look at a TV, a lot of that is blue light, that is UV light that simulates sunlight. And that is telling your brain that it's actually daytime right now and you need to stay awake. It screws up your circadian rhythm and it makes it harder for you to go to sleep at night. So if you go to bed at 11 p.m., but at 10:30 you're watching something on your computer screen or on your phone, you're getting that UV light as if it's daytime. And so when you go to sleep, your brain is telling you to stay awake. Very, very bad. What is typically recommended is to disable all blue light. I'll show you how to do it in a second. Disable all blue light on your devices 2 hours before your bedtime. I go the next step. I actually disable all my blue light on all my devices when the sun goes down. In most modern day laptops, Macintosh, Windows, and in most modern day smartphones, iPhones, Android phones, there are apps where you can turn on a night light and hit it on a schedule where the night light engages when the sun goes down, whatever time zone you're in. If you don't have that option on your device, there are a bazillion apps you can download. I won't list them all because they always change, that you can download on your iPhone, Android, a Mac laptop, or your PC for Windows. And they all work. On every device I have, every electronic device, all my computers, all my phones, except for my TVs, but I don't watch TV at night. The blue light automatically gets disabled as soon as the sun goes down, including when I travel because it's sensitive to the time zone. You will notice your device does this when the screen gets more red. It'll have a red tint to it. No, it doesn't look that fun, but it will help you sleep. As a matter of fact, I actually am at the point now where when I'm working on my laptop and that red tint comes activated because the sun is going down, I actually prefer it. It's actually easier on your eyes at night. It's not this bright white glare in your eyes, which is perfectly fine during the day. So I actually like it. So if you don't like it, give it some time. You actually grow to like it. You actually grow to like that more red tint at night. And bare minimum 2 hours before bed, or you can be hardcore like I am, and as soon as the sun goes down, everything on your all devices turns red. That guarantees you'll have a good night's sleep in terms of your circadian rhythm. Technique number 7. This is a technique I have mentioned in my books. This is something that very few people are actually doing. Work out. That means exercise. Hard at least once every 48 hours. One of the biggest reasons people have trouble sleeping is because they're not exercising. They sit on their asses all day. They're not actually getting tired, and they go to sleep and they're wide awake because they didn't actually exert themselves at all. If you exercise hard, when I say hard, I mean you are breathing, panting, sweating. Not that you're sitting on a treadmill talking to your buddy. That's not hard. You're working out hard. You're lifting weights hard. You're doing hard cardio. And I don't care which one it is, okay? Weights, cardio, stretching, yoga, I don't give a shit. Doesn't matter. As long as you're working out hard at least once every 48 hours, you will be shocked at how much easier you'll go to sleep because you'll be tired. That's kind of the goal, is to go to bed tired. One of the best pieces of advice I ever heard from one of my old mentors many, many years ago is, Caleb, go to bed tired. That means you got shit done during the day, and that means you'll fall asleep. Smart advice. Technique number 8, and this is going to apply to a lot more of you than you might think, and that is this. If you are really stressed out, address it. A lot of people in the modern era, because we currently live in the worst era in all of modern history, the collapsing Western world, the dark age, it's a shitty time to be alive for most normal human beings. For the Alpha Male 2.0, it's awesome. But for most normal people, it's a shitty time to be alive. Suicide rates are at an all-time high, and a lot of you are fucking stressed out, and that's why you can't sleep very well. If you are stressed out, fucking fix it. Do whatever you need to do to fix it or alleviate it. Don't just say, I'm stressed out, or I'm a stressy person, or I'm going through a stressful time in my life right now, or that's just the way I am. These are all bullshit, beta male, pussy excuses. You can, at a minimum, alleviate any stress you're feeling for any reason, and I don't care what the fucking reason is. If you need to meditate, start meditating. A lot of you guys need to start meditating. I meditate almost every day. It's very valuable. You only need to meditate for a few minutes to get the positive effects of meditation. That will help your stress. If you need to go see a therapist and get some kind of counseling, go ahead and fucking do that. I know it sounds gay. I know you don't want to do it, but some of you guys may need to do this to alleviate your stress. If you need to make a lifestyle change, if you need to break up with a particular woman, or dump a particular wife, or move away from a particular roommate, or quit a particular job, am I ringing any bells? Yes, I am. If you need to make a lifestyle change, fucking do it. Grit your teeth, sack up, be a fucking man, and make the changes you need to make so you are less stressed, so you get the proper amount of sleep, so you can live a happy and more effective life. Don't just assume that this is the way life works, and this is just something I have to put up with for now, or I'm too scared to do X, Y, and Z. Fix it, or at a minimum, alleviate it. There is not one single stressful problem you can't alleviate by things like meditation, focusing on the problem, counseling or therapy, or making some kind of lifestyle change, either a big change or in some cases a small change. Do it. That's how you get more and better sleep. If you want a closely related topic to this in terms of willpower, you should watch this video right here on the 5 ways to manage willpower, and I will see you in that video.